Good evening and happy Saturday to you. I'm Shale Remien. We know many of you are preparing for the big game, Clemson versus the Gamecocks, a rivalry that runs really deep here in the Palmetto State. We're less than 2 hours away from kickoff at Williams-Brice Stadium there in Columbia. And we have our reporters on the ground, including Aaron Cheslock, Amanda Keene, Zach Perletsky, keeping an eye out for you. And stay with us for your post-game coverage here on Fox Carolina. We will be on air a little bit later tonight, starting at 11:30. And we want to give you a look at some programming notes we have. Sunday is all about the NFL. The Carolina Panthers set to take on the Miami Dolphins at 1 o'clock, followed by the LA Rams and the Green Bay Packers. After that, you can join us for the 10 o'clock news starting tomorrow night. And I know many people are going to be wanting to know what the weather is looking like for our day tomorrow, but more importantly, too, for tonight. Hopefully It's good weather in Columbia.
Yeah, we've got the big game tonight, and the weather will cooperate, Shell. Of course, it was a nice day today. A lot of folks, I'm sure, out and about shopping. The hustle and bustle is underway. But the Palmetto Bowl is tonight. We've been talking about it for some time, and bundle up. It's going to be cold. We're looking at 47 degrees with fair skies as Clemson and the Gamecocks tip off a little bit later on this evening. But our high temperatures for today, they were pretty nice out there after that cold start. We had lows in the 20s, but a nice recovery. Kind of the function of the dry air. 58 in Greenville, Anderson 59. 59 in Clemson. Don't know about that 64 in Toccoa, but it was 56 in Asheville. And the roads are looking good right now. Great visibility. And I think you're in good shape heading through the overnight. We will be looking at some high clouds building in. Temperatures are starting to fall off, but they're not going to tank like that did last night because we have clouds and the winds picking up out of the southwest. 53 in Anderson, Greenville 54, 50 in Spartanburg, already 47 in Brevard, 38 in Franklin, and 49 in Asheville. So those temperatures once again will fall off, but we do have these building cirrus clouds coming in from the west, and that coupled with the southwesterly wind will tend to keep our temperatures a little warmer than last night, but it's still going to be cold. Here's high pressure, and you can see these clouds streaming in from the south and west, these mid to high level clouds. Farther to the north, we're seeing snow across the upper Midwest into western PA near a Clipper system here. And we're watching this cold front, and that's going to be sliding in as we go on into your Sunday. But here's your wake up weather. 38 in Greenville tomorrow morning. Sun's up at 7:16, 36 in Anderson and Greenwood. Union at 36, but at or below freezing into the mountains. Another cold night. Here's futurecast rain and clouds as we go through this evening. You can see how those high clouds will be building in. And then here comes our cold front tomorrow. It's going to be a dry frontal passage. It's going to be dry for some time. But here comes this front moving through Asheville in the morning and then sweeping through during the course of the day. All it's going to do is shift our winds, and we'll see some of those clouds. And it will be colder on Monday, and then a big rebound in temperatures. So as we go through time, here comes high pressure for the early part of the week. In fact, much of the week looks very dry. That fire danger will be getting higher. We'll be seeing some clouds moving in from time to time, and temperatures warm dramatically through the week, through the 60s to close to 70 by Friday. Here comes a cold front trying to get rain in the mountains by later Friday, but I think it's running out of gas. And then as we head into Saturday, looks like it dries out once again. So we were hoping for rain on Saturday. Right now, not so much. But your travel forecast, perhaps you're headed back to the Big Apple tomorrow. New York City, 45, low 60s around here, 68 in Orlando. But look at this, mid-30s from Minneapolis into Chicago with sunshine, and out west, kind of rainy in Seattle and L.A. at 77 degrees. Tonight, 36, partly cloudy for the upstate. And for the mountains, you're looking at 31 with partly cloudy skies. Heading into your Sunday, 39 at 8. We're going to be seeing those high clouds topping out warmer at 62. And for the mountains, starting out at 25, close to 50 at noon, and by 4, around 54. Coming up on the late newscast tonight, I'll have much more on your forecast and the all-important 7-day as well. Shale?
Bob, tomorrow looks awesome. Thank you. Now to some developing stories beginning out of Williamston. SLED is being called in for an infant death. The scene remained active this afternoon after police responded this morning. Officials say it's protocol to bring SLED in for a child death. Of course, we're staying in touch with SLED and we'll keep you updated on this baby's death. Also out of Spartanburg County, the coroner is now calling a death suspicious. The investigation is underway right now along Rainer Drive there in Inman. Right now, we know the victim died from strangulation. The coroner just released her name this afternoon as Patricia Berry. She was just 65 years old. New tonight, we have new information on a national case we've been following for you. An attorney for the parents of Brian Laundrie says his clients discovered their gun was missing after their son disappeared. Laundrie, whose remains were found in October in Florida's Carlton Reserve, was the fiance, as you know, of 22-year-old Gabby Petito. Now, her disappearance and the discovery of her body sparked a massive manhunt for Laundrie. The family's attorney says they surrendered their guns to law enforcement on September 17th, the same day they told authorities Brian was missing. That's when they discovered one handgun was not in its proper case, and immediately they told law enforcement. We know Laundrie shot and killed himself, but it's unclear if the gun was found near Laundrie's remains. In a COVID-19 update for you, President Biden announcing new travel restrictions as concern grows surrounding a new COVID variant. Starting Monday, the U.S. will halt travel from South Africa and 7 other African countries. The president says he made the decision on the advice of his COVID response team out of concern about the unknowns of that variant. The travel ban does not apply to Americans, and the White House has not placed any new restrictions on the travel to those countries. Of course, you're going to want to stay connected with us through our free Fox Carolina News app. We're streaming in there as we speak right now, but if we have any new information about any of these stories, we'll pass it along to you. Just download it for free in the App Store or Google Play. Well, a timely episode of In Depth with Fox Carolina Sports this week as we go one-on-one with former Clemson safety Robert Smith. He was part of the 2014 team that snapped South Carolina's 5-game winning streak in the rivalry and the start of Clemson's dominance for the better part of the decade. Smith says he can relate to what each program is feeling in the locker room.
That was just that one game that was very emotional. And unfortunately, I did lose 3 times, but I did stop it my senior year. And just thinking about this, this is the one that affects your parents at work, you throughout the year, friends, family. It's something that's always going to be talked about until the next year.
Well, Smith also breaks down the X's and O's of what will need to happen for each team to get the edge in tonight's game. And you can find the full episode In Depth with Fox Carolina Sports whenever you get your podcasts and on the Fox Carolina app on your Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV.
Fox Carolina's Operation Coat Drive is sponsored by Ingalls, George Sink Injury Lawyers, and Spectrum.
Well, Fox Carolina is on a mission to help those in need this winter to make sure everyone has a warm coat. We're teaming up with our nonprofit partner, the Salvation Army, for an Operation Coat Drive. It's going on from now until December 3rd. We're collecting new and gently worn coats and winter accessories. They're going to be passed out locally in the upstate and western North Carolina to people who really need them. And here's where you can donate, all upstate Ingalls stores. So if you have some grocery shopping to do, maybe grab an old coat that no longer suits you, and be sure to download there. We also have them at George Sink Injury Law offices on Congaree Road. Also right here at our Fox Carolina studio on Pelham Road. Stop by. We'd love to say hi to you guys. You can scan that QR code too for more information on the drive. If you missed any information of what I just said, just scan that QR code. It will bring you right to the screen that you need for a list of all of our locations. And thank you so much everyone who has donated already. We really cannot do this without y'all's help. So thank you. We will be seeing you guys tonight for a late edition of the 10 o'clock news after the Clemson versus Gamecock game, that big rivalry going on in Columbia. We'll leave you now with a live look over I-85, and we'll see you guys later tonight on a late edition of the 10 o'clock news.